could tell he was a little elated, doing some dances with the cheerleaders. And
the pom-poms were going everywhere. On social media where he said, I was out of my mind excited. I looked around at a lot of the guys on the Patriots team, and they're like, yeah, you know, we've done this before, okay? We can be cool about it. But think about his impact this year. Supposed to team with Rob Gronkowski, became the feature tight end after Gronk's injury. They are so glad that they picked him up.
On second down, here's Brady. Over the middle, that's caught by Hogan. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. Well, we know Brady relies so much on Julian Edelman, about 10 targets per game this year. But Chris Hogan obviously came to life against the Steelers. Well, he did before that, but he can have an impact, too, in this Super Bowl.
He certainly can, and that's the beauty of Tom Brady playing quarterback. If you find your way open, he will find you. So I think Chris Hogan could have an impact on the game. Martellus Bennett at tight end could have an impact. Danny Amendola from the slot position could have an impact. And, of course, throwing to the backs, James White and Deion Lewis. So, Tom Brady, if you're open, he will definitely find you.
And that is incomplete. The new acquisition, Martellus Bennett, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude. But I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. To throw is Brady, and he comes back with one complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Now a first carry for LeGarrette Blount. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll run again with Blount. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3. When you look at X factors in the Super Bowl, LeGarrette Blount, he could be one. Now, the question, how will they use him? Divisional round, not many carries. And then he did get a lot of carries leading into the Super Bowl. So we'll see how they handle it.
Atlanta's defense is built on speed. Look at the linebacker position. They are run, chase, hit guys. The secondary, speedy, can cover. The test for them is, can they handle a heavy running game? That's why I think LeGarrette Blount is a bigger factor in the Super Bowl than he was against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're going to want to control the game with their running game, and Blount will be a key factor, much more so than Deion Lewis and James White catching passes out of the backfield.
And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, being very successful right now.
Into the red zone, it's Brady. And this is caught. It's Edelman. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Well, if you like to see guys play the game hard, if you like to see the guys be aggressive, if you like to see the guys maximize their ability, you're talking about Julian Edelman, aren't you? Yeah. What a game he had in the AFC Championship against Pittsburgh.
118 yards and a touchdown, and now he'll look to do what he did in Super Bowl 49, where he was over 100 with a score as well.
And he's just one of those guys that if he's on the field, you have to respect his talent, but you especially respect his passion.
And now for the offense, this is play number 11 here on this drive. And so far, a very nice, methodical opening drive.
This has the feel of a scripted drive that they rehearsed perfectly all week long, and now they're executing it on game day.
Script looks good so far. They'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Brady to throw on 2nd down. Be interesting to see now. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Their big tight end from 4 yards out. And the Patriots drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Just how they wanted to start this one, in the end zone on their first possession.
And that just happened. How about that play right there? As you said, opening possession, setting the tone for everything. Now, I'm going to look forward a little bit now because everyone should be celebrating his catch in the end zone. The tight end gets a little bit of love. But if you're a receiver on the team, you should be thinking to yourself, boy, oh boy, things are going to open up the rest of the game if they have to focus on him as well.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So now out come the Atlanta Falcons. Out comes Matt Ryan getting ready to lead this team in the Super Bowl. And he'll also learn, Charles, the night before the big game if he takes home the league MVP award. So a lot going on for Matty Ice.
There is, and you and I both know that if we asked Matt about that, the first thing he would say is, I'm not concerned about the MVP stuff. I'm only worried about the Super Bowl. But that's just being a little bit disingenuous. You can't help but be involved with an award that says you're the best of the best in your sport. If Matt Ryan were able to win that one, I think it'd be an extra bounce for him going into the Super Bowl, where I think he'll perform very well.
All right, let's look at the offense. Devontae Freeman, this is a guy that you wanted to talk about, so take it away.
Brandon, have you seen a running back play with such joy as well as such fury? I love the way he runs the football and attacks defenses.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
And this is Gabriel on the catch. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So on 4th down, the Falcons will call on Matt Bosher to punt it away. Back deep, Danny Amendola for New England. This is brought in at the 21. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Patriots take over. And the Patriots coming onto the field led by Tom Brady, getting set for his 7th Super Bowl appearance. Now, his counterpart, Matt Ryan, this will be his first. That's obviously a storyline. Is it overhyped, Charles?
I think it's probably overhyped, but I still think it's significant because Tom Brady doesn't have to do any guessing. He has a routine for the Super Bowl that he's been able to follow 6 times previously. And he's kind of guessing along the way. Am I putting in enough time here? Is this the right thing to do? Is this the wrong thing to do? Tom Brady has none of those worries.
One recent example, Peyton Manning defeated by Russell Wilson. That was a 43-8 game. Now, Manning hadn't been to 7 Super Bowls, but that's one recent example.
Yeah, and that's why I call it an advantage, because of the 7 Super Bowls. I think when it's 2, 3 Super Bowls, not nearly the same advantage because you're working out your process along the way. 7 times, your process is down.
Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. Julian Edelman, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. And say hello to the Atlanta Falcons on defense. So many baby faces, Charles, as you and I have talked about. 7 first or second year starters. And they're going to have their hands full against Tom Brady and the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
They certainly are. And when you talk about some of those baby faces, think about these rookie starters. Deion Jones at middle linebacker. Devondre Campbell at outside linebacker. Keanu Neal at safety. But it's a second-year guy that I'm keeping my eye on for this game. That's Vic Beasley. Led the league in sacks with 15.5, and that's force enough. But he also forced 6 fumbles. And if he can get back to Tom Brady and have a few strip sacks, that could change the game.
They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
All right, I'm doing my rudimentary math here. That's his 3rd catch here in the 1st quarter. I don't know if it's just game plan or he's just finding his way open.
And maybe a little of both. Throwing on 1st down is Brady. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And before the Falcons take over on offense, a stat that is definitely worth mentioning. They have scored this year 540 points, tied for 8th all-time in league history. But my question to you, If you had to pick one key for this offense to be successful against New England, what do you think that would be?
Offensive line. And I know that's not a very sexy thing to talk about, but the rebuild of the Falcons' offensive line over the last 2 to 3 seasons has put them in a position to where they are in a Super Bowl, because that offensive line allows all that great talent at the skill positions absolutely flourish. The front office and the head coach, a tremendous collaboration of rebuilding that roster.
And you get a look at the defense. It was the top scoring defense in the entire NFL. They look pretty good against Pittsburgh. They'll be playing in another Super Bowl. How do they do it? Because they don't have household names at every position.
And that's a great point and a great question, because when you go out and talk to the average fan, name 10 guys, name 5 guys on the New England defense, they're often hard-pressed to do it, but picking up Kyle Van Noy mid-season and turning him into a cover guy and doing a nice job, and he punched one free in the AFC Championship game. And take a look at Alan Branch holding down the middle against the Pittsburgh run defense. They may not be household names, but they know how to coach them up, and they know how to plug them into the right places.
That's right. If it's a game of chess, the Patriots always move the right pieces.
It's a tried and true.